My name is Underdog. Getting tired of these Canadian winners.
All right, Eddie, man, I appreciate you taking the time to do this with me.
Thank you, Mr. Malay.
Yeah, perfect. Mr. My first name, which is great.
Right.
So we've known each other for a few, some years now, not too long, maybe 4 or 5 years, but we've become very close, man, and I've always appreciated your music. But let's talk about where your life began. You're born in Placentia, Newfoundland.
Born in Placentia Hospital, yeah.
But you grew up in Cuslet.
Cuslet, yeah.
So how was your life as a kid growing up in Cuslet?
Very, I went to school until I was about 15. Everything before that, like when I was 13, 14, 12, 13, 14, I was always out hunting after rabbits and all that,
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed that. But on my 15th birthday, I was in school on my 15th birthday. The day I turned 15, I said, that's it. So I left school, and there's a big bridge going to our house. I took my school bag, books and everything in it, and I threw it all over the bridge. I said, this is it. I finished school.
That was it. That was your way of like just giving up, quitting the area, quitting Cuslet, and like, okay, I'm done with it.
I was in grade 9, and I said, that's enough. That's enough education for me, grade 9.
Yeah.
I was able to read and write good, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all those years you were in Cuslet, more or less.
I was 16 when my father was working in the Argentia Naval Base, U.S. Naval Base in Argentia, which is only 17 minutes from where I live. So my father got me a job there when I was 16 as a busboy, cleaning off tables and that in a big club, 103 club. But they found out when they went to make out my checks, that I was too young. So I waited till I was 17. Then I went back to Argentia Naval Base when I was 17.
Well, you couldn't work legally still at age 16?
Not then anyway.
Really, eh?
That's right.
That's surprising.
Yeah. So I was 17, I went back to work there. And I think I worked there for 2 years in the same 103 hotel. Then they put me at, some nights I'd be working at the bar, so there are bars there as well. I used to work at the bar as well.
That's like a bartender, or?
Well, I used to make drinks or nothing like that.
Right.
I served drinks bring down the drinks to the tables.
Oh yeah, okay, like a
people.
server.
Yeah. And so I worked there for a couple of years. And after that, while I was working there, I wasn't making much money, 80 cents an hour.
Yeah.
That was then,
So just for a reference, for anyone listening, you were born 45.
Yeah.
So this is like 62-ish.
That's right. Yeah.
1962-ish, yeah.
And I saved enough money while I was working in Argentia to buy myself a 63 Chev, so I could go back and forth to work myself.
Yeah.
Instead of staying in the bunkhouse on the naval base, I could go home every night, come back every morning, and I did that. Bought a 63 Chev, which is in very good shape. I think I had it for a couple of years. 63 Chev.
How much did you buy it for, remember?
$800.
$800.
That time.
80 cents an hour.
Yeah. $800. Yeah. Now my father helped me, of course.
Yeah.
He wasn't making much more than I was. He was making $1.10 an hour. I was making 80 cents an hour. But $800 was cheap because the 63 was only a year old or something like that, So a car a year old, now, these days, you'd pay an awful lot of money for it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's unaffordable.
Yeah. So, after I finished Argentia, there was a lot of work going on in Labrador, Wabash Mines. So I decided to go to Orbush because I had a lot of relatives there, first cousins, working in Labrador City with IOC. So I got,
Oh, IOC, that was the company?
now wait, now before that, I'm ahead of my story there. Before that, they started up Canada Manpower in St. John's, Canada Manpower. If you had a job, they'd pay you away somewhere. So I went to Canada Manpower in St. John's and told him, I said, my brother's in Halifax, and he notified me to go to, got in contact with me to go to Halifax because he was fishing on the deep sea fishing, you know.
A commercial fisherman.
Yeah, the big ones. And so Canada Manpower paid my ticket to Halifax. So I went to Halifax, got on a bus, and went into Halifax, got off the bus then, trying to find Hollis Street, because that's where my brother was on Hollis Street.
Yeah.
So I found that, but didn't know where on Hollis Street he was living at. Now, I'm on Hollis Street, but it was busy then that time, mostly all fishermen.
Yeah.
Lived on Hollis Street, see?
Yeah.
And so I met this one guy one day, and I said, do you know a fella by Earl Coffey? Oh, Earl, I know Earl very well. I said, would you tell me where he lives at? He lives right there at Mary Boudreau's, a big grey house right across the street. Mary Boudreau's, I remember right well. She kept a lot of fishermen. And that time there was an awful lot of wine drinking on Hollis Street.
Oh, yeah.
They were all winos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and she was. And she kept all the winos, because she loved to keep the winos. So I stayed there not for very long. Had there too much drinking wine going on. I got on it myself for a little while, maybe for a couple of weeks. I drank wine.
You saw your brother, though. He was at that house there.
Yeah. He was heavy on the wine.
He was having the wine.
Yeah. Character he was. And
so you're like in your late teens now.
yeah, I'm in my late teens. That's when I started fishing out of Halifax.
Yeah.
Out of Halifax that time, yeah. And I used to fish Halifax and Lunenburg, Liverpool.
Yeah.
It transfers to different places. Sometimes you come in different places on the trawlers, you know, on the big ones.
Yeah. Hold on, so Canada Manpower?
Canada Manpower, yeah.
Who were they again? This is before my time. What were they again?
They were there to look for a job for you, hunt for a job for you.
Oh, so yeah, so they're like a job agency.
So basically, I said to them, I said, I have a job in Halifax to go fishing with my brother. So they made me a ticket to go to the airport.
Yeah.
Get on a plane and flew to Halifax.
Nice. Okay.
So I lived in Halifax, let me see now, to get it right here. Teens, I lived in Halifax. Maybe 3-4 years. I guess I was fishing. No, I'm fishing longer than that. I was in Halifax 10 years, I'm sure. I was about 10 years fishing.
As a commercial fisherman.
Commercial fishing. Yeah, I even went to the United States, sword fishing. I was sword fishing for a while.
Oh, they do. They swordfish like in South though, no? Like in the Florida area, don't they? Like
That'd be off North and South Carolina.
yeah, like further, a
in
little
the
north.
warm waters. And then in the summertime, the sword fishing boats from these North and South Carolina, these would come to the Grand Banks of Newfoundland when the water was warm. And that's where all the swordfish would be, on the Grand Banks.
But those were like Nova Scotian-based boats that would go sword fishing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, down to North Carolina's. Just
National Sea Products.
a National Sea Products, yeah.
So I went fishing and sword fishing, whatever it was, everything. Tuna fishing, without saying it,
Yeah,
whatever you wet.
Yeah.
Tuna fishing, I never forget that. Tuna fishing.
They're huge.
Sword fishing, I didn't mind. How people think sword fishing is dangerous, but when you get a swordfish and put it on the deck, the skin on the swordfish is like sandpaper.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So easy to grip.
Once on you get to grip. But it can't when it's if you stand over it, and because the sword goes like that,
Right.
up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
You can come right up here. And
It can do a lot of damage.
you can't stand over the sword and the swordfish.
It can do a lot of
It was
damage.
live. And then the tuna fishing, when I was at that, I didn't mind the small ones small tunas, which you only catch in Newfoundland. You only get small tuna, and they think they're catching big tuna. You have to get one 60 or 100 pound.
Yeah, they're huge. They can be huge.
But we used to get them 600 to 700 pound tuna. But they're so slimy, and you get the boat is tipping, and they're going all over the deck.
Yeah, yeah.
And one of them 700 pound, and they get you right in the legs. I'm telling you,
You gotta watch
I just have to stay away from. Yeah.
I'm sure though, because fishing that type of fish for a while now, in those days, I'm sure like the fishermen knew. You guys probably wore protection in your legs and stuff like that.
No, all we ever wore was rubber suits. Everybody. Yeah.
Just that.
But like the fishermen are more used to it, The first thing when the tuna come in, the first thing they try to get is to get it and cut its throat. That's the first thing they do, and then hang it up on the winch, get it up.
How did you guys catch swordfish? How did they caught it? Was it like just a fishing line?
Swordfish, tuna fish?
No, the swordfish.
Swordfish, yeah, big long line, maybe 2 mile, 3 mile long.
Right, and then like in intervals of like 6 feet or something, or even less, or even more.
Or more than 6 feet, yeah.
There's like bait, and then you just
put that mackerel on it.
Right.
Put out the mackerel. I used to love mackerel too.
Yeah.
And that was their bait, but every time we put in the trawl would be coming in on the winch. When I see a sword sticking up out of the water, sometimes you see a big long one,
Yeah.
Oh, I say, there comes $100 anyway.
Yeah.
Every time.
What was so when you first started though in Nova Scotia, what were you guys fishing out there?
Nova Scotia, we'd go to the Grand Banks and we go to the Georgia Banks.
And cod.
Yeah.
Mostly cod?
Most of the time, Grand Banks and Georgia Banks, yeah. In the summertime, most of the swordfish are on the Grand Banks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's warm water then, the Grand Banks. Then the wintertime we go to off North and South Carolina. I guess you still be on the Georgia Banks off North and South Carolina. I'm not sure now. But we used to do them every winter.
Yeah.
I was out there about 10 or 11 years fishing all together out of Halifax. And after that then I went after that.
What did you get used to it right away fishing? Did you get seasick, or you're okay with being in the sea?
Be what?
Did you get seasick?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Not at all, eh?
No, never seasick. God, no.
I was once on a crab fishing boat in Alaska, and man, I felt the vertigo right away, man. But you get used to it after a little while. You just have to force yourself to stay out and just breathe the air and walk and just keep yourself busy. If you lay down nonstop, you're not gonna get up. But there's people that are worse that are just like puking all the time.
Yeah.
So
Doesn't take any time to get your sea legs. Once you get your sea legs, you're okay.
Yeah. No, that's fair. So 10, 11 years of doing that. How was the pay? How was the pay back then?
The pay back then was no good. If it was now, which now there's no sword fishing now. Maybe they're still going on in other parts of the world, I don't know, but maybe, I don't think in Halifax. They cut out sword fishing because of the mercury or something.
Oh yeah, swordfish. Yeah. There must be some swordfish that's going on.
It'd have to be going on, yeah. But I mean, that time, sword fishing was better than any other fishing then. You get more money sword fishing than cod fishing or haddock.
Yeah.
There was more money made at sword fishing. That's why I loved to go at it at that time.
And tuna's probably more money into that too.
Yeah, well, our sword fishing, we go out for 12 or 14 days and come back, you'd probably get $300.
Hold on, when you guys did the sword fishing on the Carolinas coast, you would go to the processors in the U.S.
No, they'd come right back.
Oh, you would come back to Canada.
Halifax. Yeah. I like sword fishing. I loved it really. Then I got my brother. Well, he was at it anyway. My brother and my cousin. Yeah, I loved it. But then after that, I decided to go to Wabush, because a lot of my relatives were in Wabush as well. Right. A lot of friends from home We're in Wabash, working Wabash Mines. So I went to Wabash Mines. God, I was only there a couple of days. I didn't have no place to stay when I got there. But my friends, like Adrian, Rhonda's uncle, Adrian, he was living in the bunkhouse. Well, he said, you can come up and stay at my place. stay in the bunkhouse with me. I don't care.
Yeah.
So I did for a couple of days or 3 days. Then I went down to see Mr. I forget his name now. God rest his soul, I guess he's gone. Yes, I'll give you a job at the Wabash Mines. He says, you're going to be on the railway. WLR, Wabash Lake Railway. So I went to work on the railway. And of course they were all Portuguese.
Oh yeah.
Me and, there was two of us, me and Don Pelly, were the only two that wasn't Portuguese.
Oh yeah.
The rest of them were all Portuguese. Don Pelly would say to me, sit down, let them drive the spikes. Let them drive the spikes. But the way they were, Portuguese, you know, if the foreman wasn't around at all, the foreman wore a white hat, see? We all wear orange hats.
Oh yeah.
But when the Portuguese see a white hat coming around, oh, they'd all get busy then, spiking, driving the spikes. But when that white hat is gone, they're all laying down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're saying, all right, you're telling everyone else, you start spiking.
Yeah. Driving spikes in the big tracks going along the railroad.
Yeah.
It was a hard job, you know.
Yeah.
So there I was getting $2.47 an hour, which I thought was a big jump from Argentia and from fishing as well, you know. I thought, good job.
Yeah.
$2.47 an hour. Now they're getting $57 an hour now, you know.
Sure. But even then, I'm sure, like in the 60s, okay, because it was a mining town. So they knew there was a lot of money there. So whoever opened up anything there, it would be a lot more expensive than, let's say, St. John's.
Oh yeah, of course.
It was like that, I'm sure, there too, you know. So
yeah.
But it was a decent increase though back then.
Yeah.
All things considered. So how long were you doing that then on the tracks?
In Wabash, I think I was there 3 years. 3 years. I left Wabash and I went to myself and Tom Daly from home. He was working with me as well. Not on the railroad, but he was working with IOC, different job. But he was my roommate in the bunkhouse.
Yeah.
Like we had a room. In the bunkhouse you can have either, what do you call it, wall with all bunks all around. But I had a room in the bunkhouse. We had a room. Two of us were in one room. Me and Tom Daly.
Oh yeah. And some there were like maybe 6 or 8 people in a room.
Yeah.
Right.
So we decided, made it up ourselves to go to Toronto. So we did. We got on the train.
This is what now? This is like the late 60s?
I'd say that was late 60s. Yeah.
Who was IOC again? IOC was the company?
Iron Ore Company of Canada.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so they would be mining iron ore, basically.
Iron ore.
Did you actually work in the mines there too, or no? Or just on the train tracks?
No, I worked in the mines too, but that's overground mines, you know. You're not down the ground.
Yeah, no, I know. It was an open pit mine.
Open pit mine.
Yeah.
And I worked there. I believe I was there 3 years, three, almost 4 maybe. Then we decided, myself and Tom Daly decided to go to Toronto.
Yeah.
Well, in Toronto, I wasn't there very long when I got a job in a factory, an upholstery factory, stuff like this.
Oh yeah.
Stuffing up upholstery, you know, to machinery then, and not like it was now, you know.
Yeah.
Things are different then. So working that for 8 hours every day. I think we're getting $2.70 an hour there in Toronto. We had our own little apartment there. A lot of fun.
What was your initial impression of Toronto when you first heard it? Because I'm sure you heard, you know, everyone's talking about Toronto, the big city.
Yeah.
Back home. What was your first impression when you got there? What was your first impression?
My first impression was, we're in Toronto, and I see Dick Nolan is playing here somewhere. And I knew Dick.
Dick Nolan, he was an artist from Newfoundland.
Yeah, he was a big artist at that time. That was my first impression, to go see Dick Nolan.
Yeah,
and I knew he was playing in Toronto.
Yeah.
So I found out he was playing at the Drake Hotel.
Oh yeah, it's still around.
It's not there now. The Drake Hotel.
No, it's there. They've renovated. It's like a posh place now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hold on, it was on Queen Street as well.
Queen
back
Street.
then. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So we went to see Dick Nolan that night. To me, that time Dick was a big star. You know. Well known.
Yeah.
After that, when he came out with the song at Martha Sheep, that made him bigger all together. That Martha Sheep was played all over Canada.
Martha's Sheep, eh?
Amazing. It was played all over Canada. Aunt Martha's Sheep.
Aunt Martha's Sheep.
Yeah.
I haven't
Come
heard.
gather all around me and I'll sing to you a tale about the boys from Carmenville who almost went to jail. That's the way it went. But it went all over Canada.
It sounds like a proper Newfie song already, man. Jeez.
It was. So popular for him, I'll tell you. After that, everywhere we go, we'd sing at Martha Sheep. I played it for 8 years after.
Oh yeah.
After that, when I got older and met Dick Nolan, he met me. Compromise got together, and everywhere I played when we played at Martha Sheep,
Yeah.
that was a big song.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in Toronto. So
He probably had aspirations because he was a musician back home.
yeah,
So he's like, okay, if I'm gonna make something out of music, I better go to Toronto. You reckon that's what he was thinking? I'm sure, no?
yeah, because in Newfoundland he was called Newfoundland's own Johnny Cash.
Right back then.
He's
Yeah.
got the voice of Johnny Cash, and he was better, and I always told him he was better singing Johnny Cash songs than he was singing his regular own songs.
His own material.
Yeah. Oh, he was really sounding like Johnny Cash, but he got into the Newfoundland songs altogether when he went to Toronto. That's all he'd sing is Newfoundland songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure the Newfies, man, they loved it.
Oh,
Man.
they did,
You know,
yeah.
I'm sure they loved it in Toronto.
Yeah. And they all knew Dick Nolan was. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
We had a great time, myself and Dick Nolan. Can I say a prayer for him every night? I think of him every night.
Yeah.
Yeah. But after Toronto, now I forget what I did after Toronto when I played all these years. With Dick Nolan and myself, did I start playing myself in Toronto? Oh yeah, I did. I was at they had a bar there called the Newfoundland Bar. The only one. Had marked up over the door. The only Newfoundland club in Toronto.
Do you remember what area of Toronto it was? What area of Toronto was it?
Right on Danforth and Broadview.
Oh yeah.
Danforth and Broadview, Newfoundland club. It was owned by a Greek,
Oh yeah.
Chris, but he was married to a Newfoundlander.
Oh yeah. There you go.
I knew her very well. She was a lovely woman from Portybast. Yeah. Linda Brushett from Portybast. And he was married to her. Poor Linda, she died young.
Yeah.
She had leukemia. Then he was left without Linda, but he kept it going. And I was playing there. I played to get up one day, and he played the accordion himself, Chris.
Oh yeah. I can
Greek.
see that. 100%.
Oh yeah, and he learned every song that I was playing, and every tune I was playing.
Yeah.
He learned them all off.
Of course.
Yeah. So I was playing one day an accordion, and then he asked me, "You come play here. Come play here." Then I put up a sign on the back of the stage. Put it up myself, gold letters I bought, stick-ons, on the back of the stage. What was it? Newfoundland's cup of tea, Eddie Coffey.
That was your going name then, eh?
That was my little logo to start off, anyway. Newfoundland's cup of tea, Eddie Coffey. So I started with that, just by myself. Do some things on the guitar, some things on the accordion.
So at that time, this is now your first foray into music and playing live music.
Yeah.
So when did you first start even playing music?
Oh God, I was young. I'd say 8 years old.
8 years old.
Yeah.
What was the first instrument you played?
Accordion.
Accordion, eh?
Yeah. My grandmother, she used to play it all the time.
Oh, she did,
And I
eh?
used to sit beside my grandmother. She played the accordion, a little small one.
Yeah.
She played accordion, sometimes I'd take it up my arms and try it on it. And she'd teach me a little this and that,
Nice.
Yeah. So I got one little tune she used to play called Carry Me Back. And I got that myself on it. I started playing Carry Me Back on the accordion. And then I got into Muscles in the Corner. Not the way she used to play it, but I did it, you know. I'd make a mistake every now and then.
You did it your own way, kind of a thing,
My
too.
own way, so, yeah.
Those were just melodies, or there was a singing involved in those songs?
No, I wasn't singing then.
No.
But my mother was a good player as well. My mother used to play sometimes. My mother was way better than my grandmother.
That was your mom's mom?
Yeah, my grandmother used to play the tin whistle as well, and very well. And my mother used to play the tin whistle very well. Better. My mother used to play better than my grandmother.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
But now my grandmother used to play the juice harp.
Okay.
She used to play that. My mother never played that.
You don't see that. You rarely see anyone playing
No, I don't see it anymore.
Jewish harp these
I have
days.
one here.
You do, eh?
Yeah.
So that was your introduction, is your grandmother and your mom.
Huh?
That was the introduction into music for
yeah,
and you. It was
yeah.
your grandmother.
Yeah.
And
My
then
poor
your
father didn't have a note in his body. No. But my grandmother and my mother, yes. Yeah.
Was your grandmother born in Newfoundland as well, or she was from?
My grandmother was born in Lears Cove. There's nobody living there anymore.
Deers Cove?
Lears.
Lears Cove.
L-E-A-R, Lears Cove. Nobody lives there anymore. You have to, yeah, you can go there, but you got to cross the river, but you don't have to cross in a boat. You can walk across the river with Lears Cove.
Is in the area of on that side of where Custlet is?
It's still in that area.
Okay.
You have to go through a forest now to get there. Everything is all grown up.
Right.
Yeah. And
so, like growing up, then now you're 8 years old, 9, 10, a few years pass along, playing music with your grandmother or your mom. Teenage years, you still playing the accordion?
yeah, teenager, I used to play a lot of weddings and parties and birthday parties, stuff like that. And I'd always be playing by myself. And then I ordered a guitar from Simpson's catalogue. We used to all get catalogues home every year, Simpsons and Eaton's.
Yeah.
Everybody, we used to all call it the wish book. Big, thick catalogue you get every year.
Yeah, those were huge in that era.
What's that?
Those were huge in that era. Those
Yeah.
Everyone was waiting for those.
That's really major money in Canada.
I know.
Yeah, but I ordered a guitar.
You ordered a guitar.
It was $13 when it came. $13 guitar. I remember going to Mrs. Julia Manning. She had the post office in Custlet.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, Mrs. Julia, can you give it to me on credit? My mother gave me a note to give to her. So I gave her the note my mother I gave Miss Julia. Give Eddie the guitar on credit, and I'll pay you. So she gave me the guitar on credit. First guitar I ever had, $13. I forget what name it was. Wasn't interested at that time in the name. Didn't know how to tune it or nothing. But Tommy O'Rourke from Branch could play guitar well. So he come in one day on a Sunday afternoon, and he took the guitar and he tuned it up. And he started playing the Wildwood Flower.
Oh, yeah.
And I said to myself, holy, jeez, if I could only play like that.
That's an awesome song.
Yeah. But I could play nothing on it.
Yeah.
But when I heard him playing that, my God, that was, very exciting for me.
Your brain just like lit up, man. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
this is something awesome.
Yeah. So I learned to play the guitar, learned myself. Yeah. Every note, of course I got my own style.
Yeah.
And I was still stuck to it,
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're learning the guitar. You're figuring out how to playing some songs.
Yeah.
And eventually you're getting into small gigs, weddings, birthday parties and stuff.
Home, yeah.
In the area.
Birthday parties and all that kind of stuff, yeah. And
paid gigs though, or you would just do it for like free?
Well, some places they give tips from everybody.
Yeah.
And some places would pay you.
Yeah.
Not very much. I mean, $30, $40, something like that.
Yeah. It's still good when you're when you're a teenager back
Yeah.
then. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
this is good.
So I played parties, weddings, and stuff like that. Then one day I was going to tell you, when I was playing in the Newfoundland, I was playing by myself. But one day, this guy came in. That's him there, Dusty. See him?
Yeah.
Tell you, he's dead now. God rest him.
Yeah.
He died young, but died about 4 years ago. Dusty Bulmer from Lindsay, Ontario. And he played the guitar, and he got up with me, and every song that I would sing, he knew it.
No way.
Yeah,
No way. So hold on. So this is now fast forward back to now when you're in Toronto,
yeah,
and you met him in Toronto.
in Toronto.
Yeah.
As a Newfoundlander. So him and I, not only me playing then, it was him and I. Chris hired him and I, two of us,
Right.
play. Called Eddie Coffey and his coffee mate.
Right. And he was
changed.
and he was the coffee mate.
Yeah, changed my name. Changed the name to it, Eddie Coffey and his coffee mate. And we played there for a long time. Then I had a 76 Pontiac. I traded in a 76 Pontiac on a 78 little motorhome. What do you call it? 78 GMC. Had a little fridge in it, bed in the back.
Nice.
Yeah, with
You
nice.
mean like a cargo van type thing?
Yeah. And what you call them? What do you call them
Like
now?
the Savannas?
What you call them? We called it a little camper.
Yeah.
Little camper because you had the bed in the back and everything, fridge in it.
Yeah. No, I know. I totally know what you're talking
Yeah,
about. Yeah.
little small fridge. So we went down. We drove Newfoundland together, myself and Dusty.
Nice.
Newfoundland. We played a lot of places in Newfoundland because that's when. Let me see now. That when Sweet Forget Me Not came out. That means 76, 77. Sweet Forget Me Not came out.
So when you guys were playing in Toronto, though, you started already writing some original tunes.
Pardon me?
You already started writing some original songs
Oh yeah.
by that time.
Oh yeah.
All right. So and Sweet Forget Me Now, that was like your first single.
Yeah, that was the first single.
Where did you record that?
Recorded that in Niagara Falls.
Oh, Niagara Falls. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think all my recordings were done Niagara Falls. Especially that was the first one, I think.
Yeah. Who recorded it?
God, I forget his name now. He dead now. God rest him. God, I forget. Geez, so easy on top of my tongue.
Oh, that's all right. You've told me in the past before,
Yeah,
but that original recording, that sounds so good. It's very raw. I remember we're talking about it just the other day
yeah.
because it wasn't a guitar; it was a dobro that was used, right?
Alperius on Dobro. Yeah,
Yeah. So there was a guitar and a dobro
dobro.
used. Yeah. It sounded. Yeah. It sounded. I heard it when I first heard it. I was like, God, that sounds really good.
yeah. But the last time I recorded with Dusty and Al, had the Dobro that time.
Right.
But the last time I recorded was me and Marty Delaney,
Right.
just the guitar.
When you re-recorded it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that was the first time I heard it was the second version.
Yeah, the
which
first
is-
version, second version.
Right. Which is still really good.
Yeah,
But there's something about the sound in the 70s, how it was recorded. It just sounds really good. Yeah.
yeah.
So now you guys go back to View and do a little tour in Newfoundland.
Yeah, we did a tour in Newfoundland, myself and Dusty and Al Perry, three of us.
Nice.
It was excellent. Because Sweet Forget Me Not was out.
Yeah. Yeah. And people, now your name is kind of,
And everywhere you go, every bar had a jukebox that time. Every bar you went to had a big jukebox standing on the floor.
Eddie
Big-
Coffey.
Eddie Coffey.
Yeah.
First thing, every bar I went into, every restaurant I went into, Sweet Forget Me Not was playing. Everywhere you go in, Sweet Forget Me Not.
How did that feel when the first time you saw that?
It was very exciting, but not as exciting as the other people. Like poor old Kanye's coming along with me, and everywhere you go in. Because I don't like praise, you know what I mean? I'm one fella that don't like praise. I never did. I don't know why.
That's good, Dave. I've never praised you once, man. All right.
Okay, but everywhere Con would go in, Cornelius, Con we used to call him, everywhere he go in and I go in with him, or I wouldn't go in, I'd be out in the car, and Sweet Forget Me Not to be playing. Can't go in and tell him, that's Eddie Coffey, he's out there in the car. That's Eddie Coffey, he's there. And I didn't want that, see? was only young, you know.
Yeah.
I guess it was but it was playing in every jukebox and every bar and every song on the radio. It was on the radio maybe 20, 30 times a day on the radios.
Yeah.
In Newfoundland.
Which is awesome.
Not only Newfoundland, over in Boston. They got me over in Boston.
Yeah.
Paid me over to Boston to do a concert over there. It was on the radio in Boston every day.
Oh, really, eh?
Because it was an Irish song, a lot of Irish in Boston too.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. You used to play, though, on the fishing boat, too.
Oh, I played on the fishing boat.
You brought your accordion on, too, and a guitar, or just the accordion?
Yeah, accordion and the guitar sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd play all the time out on the Grand Banks, the Georgia Banks. Captain loved it, and all the crew, everybody loved it. And I'd start playing and singing. And then they'd have me on the radio, so all the other fishing boats would hear it.
Yeah, they put you on speaker, and it'll just go through the communication, so all the boats would hear it, eh?
You know, the walkie-talkies every day, and, you know, they'd all come back clapping.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They'd all come back clapping, say, sing some more, sing some more. They'd be all around you, everywhere. Fishing boats, yeah.
So you're writing music, you know, you did fishing for all those years. When you went to Toronto, did you kind of decide, okay, you know what, I want to give music a go. I want to try becoming a musician full time.
Yeah.
When did that happen in your head? Like you just thought, okay, you know, I really want to do music for a
I
living.
think that was after we played at Newfoundlander, myself and Dusty.
Yeah.
Just the two of us, me and Dusty. I think it was after that we started. Dusty played a long time with me. He was in Newfoundland with me several times. Al Perry was with me one time with Dusty. Dusty was in Newfoundland with me several times. And that's the time I decided I wanted to give it a go. Because everything was going over so well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people appreciated wherever I sang, people appreciated it, you know. So I thought to go for it from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was in Toronto then? Like, did you sign your first record deal?
I did in Toronto, yeah.
You did in Toronto, eh?
Yeah.
And it was with Sweet Forget Me Not.
Yeah, I was playing at the Horseshoe Tavern. And Ian Tyson and Sylvia Tyson were playing. They were on stage playing. I forget the other guy who wrote their songs for them. It's all in that book there I gave you, I think, songbook.
Yeah.
And so three of them were playing anyway. And someone asked for me to get up and sing. Oh, John Irvin. No, John Irvin wasn't the one, because he's the one sitting there. Someone asked for me to get up and sing anyway. So they got me up to sing a song. And I sang the, what do you call it? What the weather is again. Wind is blowing high. Rain is slowly turning into hail. I shiver as I thumb my way on a highway going west. I'm wondering if I'll make it or I'll fail. So it's goodbye to you, Marie, my love. There'll be another place, another time. Maritime Farewell. The Maritime Farewell. I sang that song. And at that time, John Irving was in the audience. Was sitting down in the audience. And when I finished that song, he came up to me, shirt and tie on him. He said, would you like to record for my company? So I so happy to take that advantage. I never recorded in my life.
Yeah.
Now somebody wants me to record.
Yeah.
And I'm only in my teens. I jumped at the chance.
For sure.
You know? So I sat down with him. Told me to come to his place in a couple of days on Monday or Tuesday. I forget now. I went anyway. To his place in, I think it was up in Lindsay. Another place outside Toronto. I went to his place anyway. He gave me this contract to sign. I never read no contract. I never read the contract.
Yeah.
I signed it. Signed over to John Irving Country Music, whatever the label was at that time.
He was from Toronto.
Yeah. Signed over Eddie Coffey for 500 years.
You gotta read those contracts. But you wouldn't be the first, man. You wouldn't.
That
be
was
the
into
first.
small printing. I never read it after that, you know. But after that, I got out of it anyway. We did get out of it. Rhonda got me out of it, out of the contract and everything.
But it was for 500 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was with his company that you first signed and recorded.
Well, they get all the every cent that was made in Sweet Forget Me Not. They got it all. I got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I never got nothing out of it, and it was going over so well, radios and everything. I never got nothing.
You essentially got like pennies for it. You got like squat.
Got what?
You must have gotten something, but yeah, they got the lion's share. He got the lion's share.
What they got? See, we weren't 33% or nothing like that. They had the whole share.
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about that, you know.
Yeah.
Until I start recording after that, and then I found out like with me and Rhonda, and three of us, go 33, 33, 33, you know. So after I start recording after that, she got a check a few days ago for $160. So I said somebody's playing something somewhere.
Yeah. But that song back then was making, you know, in those years was making the money. But back then, Sweet Forget Me Not, that's when it first came out, that's when it was making a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, a lot of money, yeah. If it was now and it came out, it was making more money.
So if you were the songwriter then, but you never got any of the royalties as the songwriter.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't be the first one, but I mean, contracts are meant to be read. But I mean, the list is endless when you see how many artists
have been ripped off,
have been screwed over. So,
oh, yeah.
Especially like, you know, those like the 40s, 50s, 60s.
That's right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. You're making albums still throughout this time now, and you did a few albums with John Irving.
Oh, I did a lot with him. Yeah,
you did a lot. So 70s takes you to the 80s. You know, you're doing albums still. So did you start doing like Canada-wide tours eventually, or it was just restricted just to like Newfoundland and the East Coast?
No, I made some tours. Went out to Vancouver. Did a trip out there and played the Grand Prairie and some other place in Vancouver. We made a lot of tours. I forget what, went to Boston.
Yeah, in Boston, which would have been cool, you know.
Yeah. And they were good. And I played a lot of times in Nova Scotia, of course. You know,
yeah.
Close Newfoundland.
Your parents ever got a chance to come see you play live in those early years?
Like my mother and...
Yeah, your mom.
Only in Newfoundland, yeah.
Only Newfoundland, yeah.
Yeah.
She must have been like, holy Christ. Look at Eddie out of nowhere. He's playing music live for people.
Oh, yeah, but she loved it. She loved it when I first got my first record out. Because when my first record came out, Sweet Forget Me Not, my dad was ill. At least he was getting ready to die. It was in the 77, something like that. And I went home, and I think he had 2 weeks. He was on his deathbed anyway. But we had the radio on, and this one came on the radio, Sweet Forget Me Not.
As he was laying dying.
And he said, Eddie, that's you, isn't it? And I said, yeah, that's me. I was so proud that he got to hear it
before he
died.
Yeah, that's nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool, man. So now, okay, so you're doing the music thing in the 80s. You spent a lot of time in Toronto, though. That was basically your HQ at the time. You would be living in Toronto.
Back then, yeah.
Yeah.
I lived in Toronto. Since I've been around, things seem to be going a lot better, really, you know. Playing Florida in these places. Rhonda gets me a lot of bookings. Even when I'm home in Newfoundland, Rhonda gets me bookings in places I never played before.
How did you and Rhonda meet for the first time?
Where were we at? It was in Newfoundland anywhere. No, in Toronto. At the Carolina Restaurant Tavern.
Right.
Where I used to play at. her mother and father came in one night, and I went to school with her mother, Mary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went to school with Mary. And they found out it was me, Mary, and Gus, her father and mother, dear dead, God rest them. And so Mary went home, they told Rhonda, and Wayne came in, of course, Rhonda's brother. He came in to see me next night. And he was home, and he tells Rhonda, I was singing Great Foggy Day when Wayne came in. And he said, you should go down and hear Eddie Coffey singing the song Great Foggy Day. So next night they came in, Rhonda was with them.
Yeah.
Her mother and father and Rhonda. Sitting at the table. I went down and sat at the table with them, put Rhonda, she had a broken ankle that time. She was on a crutch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Working on crutches. So I went down and sit at the table with them, talking away to Mary and Gus. I was more interested in Rhonda than I was Mary and Gus. Because of course she was only 29 or 30.
20, no, she was like 23 or something, no?
No, she more than that. I think she's 29 or 30.
She was 29, 30, yeah.
Yeah. So I went down and sat at the table with her and her mother and father. And Rhonda asked me, she said, are you married? Well, I said, I was, but I said, she just moved out. Well, she said, I'm moving in. That's the way it went. So next night, she invited me out to their place.
She didn't want to do nursing anymore, man.
No.
She wanted to be a rock star.
Yeah, yeah. She's helpful in every way, though.
Yeah.
Like mentally and physically, you know. I'm up on stage doing all the wires and everything. And she gets a dolly. By the time I get all the wires done, she get all the equipment in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
She helps me lift them up on the stands. She's very helpful physically and mentally, both ways.
Sure, absolutely, man. No, for
Yeah.
sure. But at that time though, what was her introduction? How did she get into the band then? Like she just started playing guitar as like the first guitarist, or you already had a guitarist at the time, no?
Yeah, but at that time she would always play the guitar. She always had a guitar, you know. I'm not saying she's an excellent guitar player or anything, you know, but strum for me, like strum on the chords, you know.
Yeah. She plays the rhythm. She
Yeah,
plays
the rhythm.
part,
That's right.
sure.
Yeah. So I like so when she does that, you know. So we did that for a few times, and I said, you might as well join with me. And when the first time I heard her singing and playing the guitar herself, was coming across from Newfoundland on the ferry. They always had entertainment on the ferries that time, you know, the big ships coming across the ferries. They call it ferries, but they're not ferries, they're big ships, you know.
Yeah.
Excuse me. To big ships, anyway. And the band up to that time, and of course Mac Babb, a good friend of mine, and Johnny Peters, they're also dead. Everyone I mentioned did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're dead. And so I got up with them. They were entertaining on the boat all the time. So I got up and sang a song with them. Then Rhonda said, I'm getting up. Well, Mac Babb knew Rhonda.
Hold on, where were these ships though? Where
coming from Port aux Basques to North Sydney.
Yeah.
Nova Scotia. Come from Newfoundland to Nova Scotia.
Hold on, like how long? But it wasn't a long ride.
7 hours.
Yeah, but they'll have bands playing though. Back then.
Oh yeah.
I haven't been on those type of ships even now, so I doubt they have bands playing now.
No, they don't have them on there anymore.
But that was the thing back then. They'll have bands playing during that.
Everybody complains about it. No entertainment, and the ships are bigger.
Yeah,
Twice as big as the ones that, you know.
That was awesome. That would be awesome though.
And we played on it, me and Rhonda.
Yeah.
For one summer. For a whole season, Rhonda and I played on it. We're getting $1,100 a show, which was good. But now they don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Huh.
People complain, there's no entertainment. You're sitting in a bar, drinking a beer. Not a big stage like they used to have on the other ones, a stage.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Nothing. Now they have Spotify playlists playing through the speakers or something.
It's not the same. Boring.
Hold on, that's interesting though. But even so, that was like you and Rhonda met. That was like when late '90s.
Oh no.
Earlier. Hold on, it must have been like the early '90s.
Had to be, yeah.
Like the early '90s.
Yeah, it's 30 years.
Yeah, it's like 30 plus years. You guys have connected. Yeah. So even then, I'm surprised that's even throughout the '90s. Anytime It's interesting to hear that they had bands playing in ships, ferries, whatever, back then. But that's
Yeah.
I think that was awesome. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, we loved it. We thought we'd do it again next year, but when they cut it out. And I was supposed to do it again next year, but I had to quit. I had to quit the next year. Then Neil Patterson, who was running all this, running the entertainment, had fell over the ships and everything. So he wanted to take me to court, Neil Patterson, for, what do you call it, your contract. For, what do you call it, your contract. I signed a contract that I would play next year.
Yeah. I see. Yeah. On the same ship the following year. But you reneged on it.
Yeah, but I had to quit anyway. And but we played on the cruise ship after that. Rhonda and I played on the American Irish cruise. Not the Alaskan cruise. We could have played on that too. The Alaskan cruise.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but I had to turn that down because we had other things to do.
Yeah.
But I played on the American Irish cruise. We played on that. But Rhonda said she would never play with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, I mean the cruise ship playing that, it could be a lot of fun, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
You get to mingle with the guests and the people who are on the
Of
cruise
course,
and
yeah.
stuff like that, which is funny. Meet people from all over the place.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people on that ship from down east. And when he found out I was playing, I had the place packed in a few minutes. And on that, yeah.
Yeah.
When they hear the recording going, they found out it was me.
So, but that'll be like months long. Like, did you guys do it for like 6-month intervals, kind of a thing, or?
On that cruise ship, we made one trip. American Highlander. We made one trip, I think. Yeah. Out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Oh yeah.
Then back to Fort Lauderdale.
That's a big thing for years now. Like people go, especially in the Bahamas, like in the Caribbean areas, or where there's cruises.
Oh, yeah, we went into the Bahamas and we were in St. Kitts. With a few places, but you're not in the places for long.
Those people still make. Musicians do that all the time now. They try to get on that. I don't know how good money you can make these days, but you spend a lot longer period out in sea.
Yeah.
But you can make decent money, I guess. But it's all cover music you're playing.
Oh, yeah.
It's all cover
Well,
music.
there's all kinds of cruise ships too, you know.
Yeah.
That go, you're out to sea a longer time than 6 or 7 days, or, well, not that long, but however long it takes to get
For
to
sure,
it.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just not bouncing from island to island.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they pay better money now too. That's a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think too the whole thing is too, if you work on a cruise ship, you don't pay tax.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I haven't looked into it fully, but I don't think you pay tax if you work on a cruise ship.
I'm gonna look into it again and see if I can get on another one. 'Cause now I did that one. That gave me a recommendation. You know.
Hold on, they should bring back the ferry cruise for you to get on that again.
Yeah.
From Port aux Basques to Sydney.
No, there's no entertainment on them.
No, but I'm saying you guys should try to bring that back, man. I doubt that will never happen, but it'd be cool. It'd be
no,
cool.
we try to bring it back. No, the government, but yeah.
So
But I can't see it because the ships now are twice as big as the ones used to be.
yeah, no. There's in the cruise ships now. There's entertainment nonstop. I mean, they got casinos on the ships.
Yeah,
You know,
casinos.
they're like little islands. Moving
Yeah.
cities.
Well, like a little city. We on those ships.
100%. So yeah, but you got to play top 40, all the mainstream songs.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
But you're ready to play those. You're ready to play the top 40 songs of today.
But I don't care what I play, as long as there's entertainment on them. If there's no entertainment, you can't play nothing.
Yeah, I know. But look, even
Sometimes on board, when they find out who I am, they take me down to the deck, down to the car, down to the motorhome to get my guitar,
Yeah.
bring it up and sing some songs.
Yeah.
And I did that one day, going across, brought it up. Marty was with me then. Marty was playing the guitar, I was playing. You see the crowd we had around us, just, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah, I know. People love music for sure. Yeah, I told you before, but Marty Delaney, his guitar picking is awesome.
Oh, Marty, yeah.
Like
Best guitar player I ever had, yeah.
he's really good. It was the first. I was like, wow, I'm like, this is some serious guitar picking, fast, really clean, good guitar picking.
Yeah.
I told you like, it was through just random time. My parents went to Newfoundland and they came off the ferry, and they landed on the rock, and my mom was like right away thinking, okay, what's something music I can get from Newfoundland, you know? And she asked, there's a young girl working there. I forgot where it was. But wherever the boat landed, there was like a little shop there. And she's like, get Eddie Coffey.
Oh yeah.
It's everyone knows him in Newfoundland. And she got it. It was Come Closer, East Coaster. And that was the album that I got to know your music from.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, Marty's playing on that. He's got some fat songs picking away. But he played with you live too for a while, no?
Oh, Marty, yeah. Marty's the best guitar player, man.
Yeah.
He's good. And harmony too.
Yeah, no.
All the
He sings
harmonies,
good.
yeah.
You can hear in the backup vocals, man. Really
Yeah.
good. Really good.
And he's good. He sings by he won't put out an album by himself, singing by himself.
Yeah.
And he's a good singer.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I'd rather him doing harmony though. I love them doing harmony.
Yeah. No, he's got great vocals for sure, man. You can hear it in the album. So when you and Rhonda got together, like when did you guys started touring? Like you guys started, just the two of you touring all over Canada.
Yeah, but Marty did a lot of touring with us as well.
He was with you guys as well, right?
At Fort McMurray, then we went to Vancouver, and a few places. Marty was with us. And I haven't heard from now in 5 years.
Yeah. But back then, I was surprised when Rhonda was telling me you guys would like pack the house at Walmart's.
Oh yeah, we used to play at Walmart's.
Like who would have thought that would be a thing? Walmart's. I guess like back in the day when you went to when bands went to the big record shops.
Yeah.
Like even Sam the Record Man, I'm sure back in the day, they'll have like, I don't know, Guns N' Roses, maybe they would go there, Metallica, all the big bands when records were huge in the 80s.
Yeah.
And let's say early 90s, mid 90s. So, I mean, I guess it's not wholly surprising, but it still seems strange for Walmart to accept bands, artists.
Well, I guess to Walmart, I guess they wouldn't get into big bands. There'd be no chance.
Yeah.
So they don't get it. I wasn't a star. Thank God I'm not a star, because all the stars are all in rehab. But anyway.
You're enough well known though.
I am well known, but that's why they got me into Walmart. They didn't get me in. We just went and asked manager. We got into one, and we got a letter from Bill O'Lit, like he's head over all the Walmarts. He gave us a letter to go into all the Walmarts.
Yeah.
So we went playing in them all the Walmarts. They weren't paying us, but the money we were getting, because CDs were new at that time.
Yeah.
It was a new thing in the market.
They were still huge, for sure.
Geez, one day we got $17,000.
Just from
CDs.
Just from CDs.
Yeah.
At one location.
In one location.
Come on, 17K.
Yeah, Avalon Mall in St. John's. Avalon Mall.
Wow, that's serious.
St. John's. And they were advertising, Tony Marie on television that night was advertising it on the news. Tomorrow, Eddie Coffey is at Avalon Mall promoting his new CD. My new CD at that time was Cape Shore Rose. Cape Shore Rose. That was my new one. The table was lined up from the time I started till the mall closed that night.
Yeah.
My line up behind the table. We got 17,000. When I went home, I couldn't believe it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's wow, that's crazy. That's good. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. After that, we still did good all the time. Every time we played at Walmart, and they cut it out. They cut it out when all the local bands start playing in there in Walmarts.
Oh, so there's other bands started following your guys' tune, eh?
Yeah, getting in there. Yeah.
Yeah. But whatever. You guys made the money when you could make the money,
Yeah. And some of these bands were no good at all. I knew some bands were in there. They were,
but whatever. They're doing what they thought what works for them, and why not? You gotta respect any musician that tries to do.
It says on there, Trailblazer, Eddie Coffey. I was a trailblazer. They followed my trail.
for the Walmart gigs, eh?
Yeah.
Man, it's tough, man. No one makes money playing music, No one,
I could have saved a lot of money, but I didn't. Yeah.
So even at that time, it's like you made it out. You stuck out of the crowd at that time,
You hit
especially
it
coming
right
from
time.
Newfoundland. I don't know Newfie artists generally speaking. My era was like, okay, Great Big Sea.
Yeah.
But in your era, it's probably even more difficult. It was even more difficult to stand out.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. As a songwriter, it's difficult. So you're one of few.
Yeah.
Who what was his name again? Dylan Tom. What was his name? The first artist that you met. You knew him though in Toronto. The Sheep song, Aunt Mary Sheep.
Aunt Martha Sheep.
Aunt Martha Sheep. What was his name again?
Dick Nolan.
Dick Nolan.
Yeah. Dick never played in Walmart. I don't think. No.
No. But I'm
never-
saying he was another artist that he
Yeah.
became huge, and he was from Newfoundland back then.
Yeah.
And Ron Hines, I guess, would be
Ron Hines. Yeah.
you
His song was what? Sonny's Dream.
right.
That was a good song.
Yeah, it's a good song.
And Curry and Torino, they went a little ways anyway. Like the Lights of Labrador.
Right.
Northern Lights of Labrador. This went way back, John White. John White they had him on television every night.
Oh yeah.
Had their own show with John White, half an hour, called All Around the Circle.
He was huge when you were a kid.
John White, I met him many times. He was known for drunk.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't mind meeting him because I was glad to sit down and drink with him. That's the truth. I was not for drunk, but he had a half-hour show on television called All Around the Circle. John White would be on the whole half hour with them. All Around the Circle was called.
Oh yeah.
On NTV, I think. Yeah.
This was like in the 50s.
Back in the 60s, I
In
think.
the 60s,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a good singer, Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. Now with technology, internet, and stuff, there's more artists, emerging out of Canada, but it's still like Canadian musicians are still like nowhere near close musicians from the States,
Yeah.
in terms of popularity and whatnot. But we've had huge musicians, like Celine Dion,
Yeah.
I don't know, Bryan Adams.
Yeah.
But in that era, though, it was even probably more difficult if
Probably.
you were not like from a bigger city like Toronto,
Right.
Vancouver, I guess,
Yeah.
So that's cool. But again, you had to leave. You had to leave Toronto. You had to leave Newfoundland to
Yeah.
do something. But everyone knew you back home. You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
So
Yeah.
you ended up trying the Nashville thing in the 70s, didn't you?
I recorded in Nashville once.
Yeah. Did you have a thing though? Did you ever have a thing that you wanted to record or try to make it big in Nashville? Your music's it's not really country. It's it has that Newfoundland folk sound to it.
Yeah, had the Irish slang to it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
But did you have any aspirations to try something out in Nashville?
Now, when I recorded in Nashville, I don't know how many songs I did there. Let me see now. I did the songs I did there. I want to hear them on my records, on my CDs. See, I had to get them recorded again when I came home. I had to go into the studio and get them recorded. There was too much. They had too much steel guitars in them.
Oh yeah. How many songs did you record in Nashville?
I think it was 4 or 5.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I had to get them all done over
Do you
again.
remember who the producer was?
Yuri, what's his last name? I forget. Yuri, he took me out of Toronto, paid my way back and everything.
Yeah.
There's 2 of us, me and Terry Blankley. Terry Blankley, the piano player and singer, paid his way as well.
He's from Newfoundland as well.
No, he's from Toronto.
He's from Toronto.
He didn't like it. He didn't like the way he recorded these songs.
But
Too much steel.
Was he more country though himself though? Or no?
Country, yeah.
Yeah, I get back this. So yeah, in the 70s, this. Sure, that's like steel. The steel sound is like the lap steel. That's the huge sound in especially in those days.
But I figured it took out the accordion altogether.
They took the accordion all together.
That steel up there.
I'd love to hear which song were the 5 ones. Which were the songs?
I forget now. Fool Number One by Brenda Lee. I did that.
So you did
Am
a
I
cover.
a fool?
You did a
number-
cover. You did a cover.
And they really put the steel into that.
Did
I
you
would
do? Did you try an original one of your songs though, or no?
Aye.
Did you do an original
Oh,
one?
I did, yeah.
Which one?
I forget now. Really, I forget. But the
Yeah,
ones
yeah.
who are, I had to do them over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just weren't happy with that sound.
No. It's a Nashville sound, unless I suppose I was not playing the guitar, my guitar with the steel,
I don't.
but I'm playing the accordion, you know.
Yeah, I know. It could have worked. No, like I mean, it depends on how the song is written. It could have
Yeah.
worked, but I mean, I don't think any of your songs have a lap steel in it.
No.
None of your songs.
I mean, there are a lot of songs with accordions in it, like the song who got it out, who did that song? The song, All You Ever Do Is Bring Me Down. Who that bunch? What's their names?
I don't know.
Oh God, they were really popular when they wrote that song. Making me a fool all over town. There's no wonder why I wear a frown.
No.
All you ever do is bring me down. I forget their name now, because you were talking to me, I forget their name.
I don't know. No, I
That's
don't
right
know.
there. But they got accordion in that.
No, I've heard.
Nice accordion, Cajun.
Yeah. Hold on. There's that. What's his name, man? He had that song. It was huge. It's kind of still is. What was the song? You know that song I sing always. I can't believe I forgot his name. Hank Williams. Hank Williams Jr.
Yeah.
He wrote. There's a song. It's like a Cajun song, and I'm pretty sure there's an accordion in it,
Oh, probably, yeah.
and it sounds really good. So it
Yeah.
works. It has that kind of that Cajun sound. You'll know the song. I forgot what it's-
I love Cajun. I love that.
I love that sound too.
Yeah.
It sounds so good. I mean, they use the washboard too. It sounds so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It sounds good. Yeah. Didn't you met Stomping Tom once too? Didn't you?
Met him once on his birthday.
Were you guys in the same studio? Was it in Niagara Falls?
No, I was in Toronto.
It was in Toronto, right?
Yeah. He came in to see me, really,
Oh yeah.
but it was on his birthday. He was traveling around on his birthday. It
Oh yeah.
was his 50th birthday. Yeah.
How was that? How was that? Just that experience. That one experience.
Aye.
How was that experience meeting him?
Oh, nice to with Stomping Tom.
Yeah.
Really gentleman to me. Yeah.
He was known at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was known at that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Well, he had a good manager. He saw signs up all over the Trans-Canada Highway. Proud Canadian, Stomping Tom Connors. Proud Canadian.
Mm.
Big signs. He had a good manager, see? They really got him out there.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of Stomping Tom too.
Yeah.
He made it his trademark, like everything Canada. And he
That's
sang
right.
everything Canadian.
Yeah.
This town or that town, story about this family.
Wherever we go, we make a story about it.
Yeah. No, he was a great songwriter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like at least one of his kids was involved afterwards too, like in like the business of Stomping Tom himself.
Yeah. And then one here in Ottawa. Big Joe Muffera on the River Ottawa.
Yeah, all the way from Ottawa.
Just one day. Listen and I'll tell you what the old folks say. Hee-haw, hee-hi-ho.
the best
Best man in
man
Ottawa with Muffera Joe.
Muffera
Muffera
Joe.
Joe.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
That's a great song.
I don't know who Muffera Joe was, but I guess he had something to do with the river in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his imagination.
Yeah.
Stomping Tom's imagination. His I still watch that his performance at Horseshoe Tavern. They filmed it. They made a I don't know where it was back then, but they filmed it and they televised it. You never saw Stomping Tom the filming, his live performance at Horseshoe Tavern?
Oh, yeah, I saw that a dozen times.
Yeah, it's so good. The quality is really good too for that time period.
Never you smoking so much.
Yeah. Oh, he was smoking nonstop.
He was
Everyone was smoking.
I
at the
smoked
Horseshoe.
all around him.
I know.
Not for smoking, he was chain smoker, see?
Yeah, he was a chain smoker.
Yeah.
He also had a few invited guests. They were pretty good as well too.
Yeah.
They played. It
I
was
don't know where
cool.
I was that time. I don't know where I was, really. It was after that I seen it on television. Stomping Tom at the Horseshoe Tavern.
Yeah, when was it, like 70? It must have been like 75,
Yeah, I'd be in Toronto then. Yeah,
75ish.
I'd be in Toronto. The Horseshoe Tavern in Toronto. So I don't.
It's interesting when you just. It's cool to see Torontonians back then,
Yeah,
and you just catch it at that period of time. It's cool to see it, but just the show itself, man. I love that show, man. It's such a
Yeah.
good show.
yeah.
So all this time passes by, and you're still playing music, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, the last one was a marijuana song.
Yeah, there's a marijuana song that you and I did. I know.
And everywhere I go, so I'll be asked for the marijuana song everywhere I go. Not great foggy day anymore. Sing the marijuana song. Sing the marijuana song.
But it doesn't get the same airplay.
No, I started writing that song, but I wouldn't have it at a write only for you. You know, when you said put that the high part, blame it on the marijuana. That's what makes it go.
The
really.
chorus.
Yeah.
No, it's catchy. It's a catchy song. It's a
Oh,
catchy
I love
song for sure. It's a fun song.
Yeah.
It's a fun song. You know, it was fun doing it. It was fun
Yeah.
doing it. You know.
Everybody loves it, man.
Yeah.
Teresa told me, my sister, last week she called me. She said she was at church last Sunday in Dunville. Dunville is not far from where she lives, maybe 20 minutes. She went to church in Dunville,
Oh, in Newfoundland.
in Newfoundland, and she said when the mass was over, the priest said to her, he said, one of my parishioners told me you're a relative of Eddie Coffey. She said, yes, Father, I'm his sister. But he said, you tell your brother, I love that song, the marijuana song.
The priest said that.
Priest, young priest, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a fun song. You know, you wonder. You just don't know with music where it goes, but everything. You know, there's like the top 20 artists. They get all the radio airplay. You know what I mean? So you can't. It's almost impossible to compete with the top artists. You know, who have contracts with top labels.
Yeah.
Even the top ones that say they managed to be their own label, but they're still licensed through the top record companies.
Yeah, but there's some Irish. I hear some Irish man did not. It's hard to listen to it.
What, Irish bands?
Some Irish.
Yeah, I know. Well, forget. No, I mean,
some of them are good, but I heard a lot of bad ones. My God.
well, we're in the flow. Like we're in the zone right now. It's just in music in general. There's ups and downs, but we're not in a time where rock or your style of music is even there. Just in general, Newfoundland music doesn't make it on the mainstream.
Right.
Great Big Sea, let's say the biggest band from the rock, they're huge in Newfoundland. Let's say the Maritimes, and then Canada.
Yeah.
You know, not to say anything about their music at all. You know, but they're huge. But how much airplay did they get in the States?
I don't know.
You know, like who knows them in the States? You know.
Right.
If few Canadian bands, musicians make it huge outside of Canada, you know.
Yeah.
But whatever, if you can make it.
But if you come in from the States, say you're from the States, you're going to make it good in Canada. If you're from the States.
For sure, if you make it huge in the States, you'll make it huge anywhere, more or less, you know. But again, like it's interesting. Newfoundland, it's Newfoundland Labrador. You can say there's a unique culture to the music there. You know what I mean? Where you can make. It's still incredibly difficult, but you can make a living in Newfoundland and Labrador if you write good songs and you make it out there.
Oh, yeah, you can make a living at it if you want.
As a songwriter,
Yeah.
Just like Quebec is unique. Quebec has its own.
Quebec is the best of all.
Yeah, Quebec. You can make millions as a Quebec artist. Within Quebec itself.
Yeah.
And then you can go to France. I guess if there's some marketing appeal if the music takes off.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to see living in Quebec. It was like, holy, there's a whole cadre of artists in
Quebec
Quebec.
really looks after their artists, I'm telling you.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. More so probably than Canada in general as a whole.
Oh, I'd say.
Yeah.
Especially Newfoundland, I'm telling you. You're lucky if you, because I'm from Newfoundland, you put out a good song, it's good. Lucky to put out a good song. Because Newfoundland is good for nothing, I'm telling you.
Hey man, that's your roots though. But no, I know what you're saying. But in general, being artistic, it's almost impossible to make a living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're better off being a carpenter
Yeah.
been a plumber,
Oh yeah.
been an engineer, doctor,
Yeah.
and then just do music on the side.
I must
Yeah.
say though, when I do a show in Newfoundland, even if it's a hall or whatever it's in, I'm going to have the place packed in Newfoundland.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll have the place packed. But that's not saying they're going to do anything for your songs or anything.
I know it's hard though. It's hard.
The poor.
You're competing again. You're competing with the top artists that are in their 30s
Yeah.
and 20s, and again,
Yeah.
they have billions of dollars behind them from the record labels.
Yeah.
And again, right now we're in for many years now, we're in the era of like hip hop, rap music. That's like kind of the big thing now. Or poppy, more poppy electronic music, which is fine. But and the rock acts that are out there, like who, let's say if you're just speaking rock music, Foo Fighters,
Yeah.
they're the ones who are making a killing still. You know what I mean? What new act out there is actually making a killing?
Yeah.
Metallica, they're still tour. All these older bands, they're touring. They're making music. So
I call the Marijuana song a rock song though.
I mean, it's more of like a folky country song.
But it's nice. Oh, it's lovely. Everybody loves dancing to it.
Country's huge too. Country's huge in the States too, but it's a certain
course,
type of country.
yeah.
But again, you're competing with Taylor Swift, so
Yeah.
go Eddie Coffey competing with Taylor Swift, man. I don't know how effective it is.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she's like
Well,
the
of
biggest
course,
country artist.
I know. Yeah. Sorry. Jesus.
Again, I won't classify her as country though. But in the end, Eddie, it doesn't matter, man. We did a song, and the song sounds good. Objectively speaking, you wrote a good song there. So, you just let it.
Well, Taylor Swift is from the States. Maybe if I was from the States and I did a song in the States and it was good and went over, I'd be like Taylor Swift, maybe.
I don't know.
But not in Newfoundland.
You can't compare the age too. You know how hard it is at your age, man. You're in your
Yeah, no, I'm not comparing the age. I'm saying now if I was 30 and did a song like Taylor Swift, she's from the States, man. She's going to make it. Not from Newfoundland, you're not. Or from Canada either.
Well, if you look at it statistically, just again, I'm not going to take away anything from Taylor Swift per se, but
Oh, I'm not. I love her.
well, I don't listen to her music. I'm not a fan of that that style. But
Okay.
again, to become someone like that, it's almost possible. First, there's 1,000 singers like her,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden somehow you get noticed, and then you have a whole production team working behind you, and now you have a whole marketing team behind you, and then
Yeah.
boom, so that in itself is very difficult. States or no states,
Yeah.
just if we're speaking about the U.S. in itself. But yeah, now if you want to try that, selecting someone from Newfoundland
Yeah.
to do the exact same thing, that's astronomical. So
Yeah, you're lucky sometimes. You like playing bingo.
yeah, it's a lottery for sure. It's a lottery.
Yeah.
Life's a lottery in and of itself. So
It can be a struggle, and it can be. I mean, I'm okay in it. I do all right. So I can't. I do all right here, and I do all right in Florida, wherever I go.
So you still write music though. We did that song, and you still writing music. You still want to record stuff.
I have one that I want to do, called "The Cost of Living Blues," but you heard that. I said that for you here one night. But I didn't have it all done. I only had a little bit of it done.
Yeah, but you still have the drive to play music after
Yeah.
all these years.
Yeah.
You're 70 what? 9 now? 79?
79.
79. You turned 79 this past August.
Yeah.
So you still have the drive to play. You still play, you're still playing live every time you guys go down south.
Yeah.
So, you still have that ambition, man, to play music and write music.
Oh yeah.
Just
I don't want to go to Florida unless I'm playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're looking back at your life. You're looking back.
Yeah. No, we're looking back at it. I look ahead.
You look back at it. You're like,
Yeah.
your life is defined by the songs you've written.
Yeah.
Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, there's so many things I would have done different, I suppose, to look back at it.
Anyone can say that though.
Yeah.
You can't ever change the past. Anyone can say that. All right, so let's finish off with a song you can sing.
A song I can sing?
Sing something that's that you just feel close to singing. It can be anything.
I first did that when I told you that we were going to do, but I haven't got haven't got it all done. Here's a hell of a job just getting by on a paycheck every week. It's one day after payday, I could swear my wallet leaks. Well, my wife's got holes in her pantyhose, and the kids all need new shoes. I tell you folks, I've got them high cost of living blues.
That's awesome, man. Eddie, thanks, man. I
Everybody
appreciate
would like that now, cost of living blues. Until Trump get elected, it'll be okay.
it. Well, we'll see about that, man. Thanks for your time, man. I appreciate it.
All
Big
right.
time.
I
All right,
appreciate
brother.
it.
All right, sounds good.
I love you, buddy.
Love you too, man.